In this video, we will explain how assignment averages are calculated within the MySchool grade grid. We will be looking into two types. Firstly, across exercise types, and secondly, by exercise types. Assignment averages can be seen from a teacher's perspective in the assignment grade grid. Assignment averages are set against the subject. Administrators can customize these in the assignment configuration page. In this video, we will be concentrating on the per active term type, but note you can apply the same calculations to calculate across all your active terms in your school. Admins can add new exercise types, choose color coding, and determine whether they should be included in the averages or not. Make sure you have discussed this with your MySchool key users beforehand. You can also set the assignment average type within Subject Management. Go to the Assignment tab of the subject and select from the drop-down lists. So back to the grade grid. Let's look at the averages without exercise type weightings, or across assignment types as they are listed. In the first case, we will look at the normalization across assignment types per active term. We have chosen to add a colour to the assignment types, and you can still group them together under topics. In this case, we have chosen homework, project, and quizzes. We can see by clicking on options that no weighting is available for the exercise types. We have chosen to apply a total weighting in this term of 100. This is split between the assignments according to their importance. Two projects are a 40-20 weight, with the 8 remaining assignments having an individual weight of 5 each. The key for using normalized types is that each assignment can have a different scale, as we can see in the examples. In this case, we can see that 50% grades were achieved in all the homework assignments. In the two projects, the student achieved a 75% grade average, and finally, they were graded 50% for the two quizzes. When we look at this calculation, this gives us a total term average of 65%. Let's now look at how the system calculates this. There are Excel sheets attached to the article, and you can use these to follow the formula applied. The first 3 columns are taken from the assignment, grade, scale, and weight. The system will now normalize these and apply the weightings. The final step is to find the sum of the NE column and divide it by the total of the EW column. And we arrive at the score of 65%. Try out some examples on your grid. We advise that this method is to be used when assignments have different scales, or if all assignments have the same weight importance. It's great also to be able to emphasize some key assignments as we show in this example with the projects. Let's now look at the sums across active term. Let's just change the average type to sums across, but still use the same assignments and their configuration. Again, we go to the assignment configuration page and change this. We now notice that the total average has changed. This is because the assignments are summed and no longer normalized. To arrive at the same average calculation of 65% with the sums across types, you'll need to apply the same scales to each assignment. Let's see this in this example. So here we are. We can see this on another course, using the sums across types. So again, no weighting is applied to the types, but just to each individual assignment. Each assignment is now rated out of 100. Let's look at the calculations. They are similar, except that no normalization is needed. Try switching the weights from 5 to 1, 20 to 2, and 40 to 4. See what difference that makes to your average. Now we can look at how to organize the same gradebook, but this time using exercise types. Note that this is not a simple average, and educators need to test their grading strategy to ensure they understand the calculations. Here we are looking at normalization by assignment type within an active term. We have 3 exercise types attached to this subject, that of project, quiz, and homework. Each assignment has a different scale, so we choose the normalized version this time. Each assignment has now only a weight of 1. We can still achieve a 65% average, so let's look at how this is calculated. If you go to the Options tab, you can see the exercise types of weights. These sometimes are referred to as grade bins. They can be set differently per term to give teachers the flexibility in their grading schemes. If these are not set, then the grid will not calculate the average. In the example, we have given an importance of 20 to homework and quizzes, and 60 to any projects. Let's work it out together. So for the homework, the student has achieved an average of 50% across all these assignments. This means he will have 50% of the 20 weight applied to this type. In quizzes, we see the same, so 50% of the 20 weight for the type. So that equals 20% from those 2 types. In the projects, the student did much better and had a 75% grade for both. The project type has a weight of 60, so the student gains 75% of the 60 weight, which equates to 45. Therefore, their total is 10 plus 10 plus 45. As shown here, we see 65%. If we change the individual weighting of the assignment, we see it has no effect on the overall average, as all the instance is placed on the weight of the exercise type instead. But let's check the calculations. Again, make sure you test your gradebook thoroughly and that educators understand how the average is calculated. You can include this in the course description, which is shared with the guardians and students. Once the assignment gradebook is configured, then make sure you have tested all scenarios. Do you understand how the submission statuses can affect your averages? Are the exercise types included in the average calculation? Assignment averages can be used as part of your grade report strategy. So make sure you understand how your final marks are calculated for the end of term report. If you do have any questions, then just contact your CRM via our support channel.